Hey everyone, welcome to Anaheim Park Tourist. Today we're ranking our top 5 favorite hotels across the street on Harbor. These are the hotels that are directly across the street from the Harbor entrance. And we have a little disclaimer.
The disclaimer is this is obviously based on our personal experience at these hotels and motels, and we're just kind of basing it off of our preferences and our favorite places to stay. And we're looking at room comfort, which is the cleanliness, the noise level, the layout of the rooms. We're also looking at customer service and also price, yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get right to the ranking, and Crystal will start off with her number 5. We have 2 separate lists here.
My number 5 is the Desert Inn and Suites. It is definitely no frills kind of a place. It's about 2 hotels away from the crosswalk to get into the Disneyland Resort, so it's very, very close. And the reason I chose that as my top 5, or number 5, is because it's a budget-minded hotel. I would say the Desert Inn and probably the Castle Inn are typically the cheaper options directly on Harbor within walking distance, and Desert Inn is always consistently cheaper usually than all the other surrounding hotels. So if you're looking to make a quick trip on a budget, it's a great place to check out. We've had a really good experience there. Our room was clean, it was quiet, it is a motel. They do charge a resort fee and a parking fee, so that's something just to kind of look out for when you're booking, to make sure that you see the total price with the fees as well. And one more note is the parking's pretty tight there, so if you have a larger car or you're picky like me and you like nice parking spots and you don't like your car crammed in, you might want to think about that when you're booking here.
Yeah, and the hotel has not been renovated, so
No.
It is a little bit older on the inside.
Yes.
Okay, and my number 5 is the Parkview Inn, and that is the closest hotel to Disneyland. According to their website, they're 500 steps away. We thought the Parkview was a great stay. We will have a video coming out on that shortly, and it was freshly remodeled. It was close. We booked the room for about $165 out the door, but that room commonly goes for $200 plus a night, and that's why I put that as number 5. It generally goes a little bit more than the other area hotels because of where it's at. We had 2 small issues there. The first being the garbage truck for IHOP came at 6 a.m., woke everybody up. You really can't avoid those types of noises when you're staying at a motel because the cars and everybody, they're right outside your room. The second issue we had, we experienced just a minor blip in customer service. We don't think it was that big of a deal, but we discovered that there is no night person at the hotel right now, and we believe it's because the hotel just opened recently when we stayed, and they just didn't have the staffing level there to cover the night shift. So we kind of had a little bit of a snafu, but we were 100% okay, and they took care of us.
And we would definitely stay there again.
And what's your number 4?
My number 4 is the Tropicana.
And that's the same for me, and we're grouping the Camelot with the Tropicana. We have stayed at the Camelot in the past. We don't have video on it. It's the same owner, and the rooms have a very similar layout and very similar furnishings, just different colors.
Yes. So I picked the Tropicana because it's really super close to the crosswalk. The rooms are really nicely updated for a motel. We're going to link our video to our room tour for that. I was really impressed with the work that they did for the renovation of that motel. And also, I picked it mainly because of walking distance, and they also have a convenience store and a coffee shop attached, which is always really handy to have as well. I think I would have rated it higher on my list had we had a little bit friendlier customer service. They weren't mean, they weren't rude, they were helpful, they did their job, but they really didn't say much to us. I didn't get a warm and welcoming feel when we checked in.
Crystal really likes those warm and welcoming feels.
Yeah.
This person was really matter of fact. I didn't have any issue with it, but Crystal loves to have the conversations with people. And that was her knock. For me, I think for the motels in the area, I think Tropicana, Camelot have probably the highest end furnishings in the area. This is excluding the hotels. And it's really really nice, higher end, that was comfortable. It was just really a nice room. And for me, we'll get into why I ranked it number 4 when we get to my number 2.
On to number 3, I picked the Best Western Anaheim Inn,
which was my number 2.
The room was super clean, really nicely updated, amazing customer service. The manager there, Sue, was so friendly and warm and welcoming, and I think she talked to me for about 10 minutes when we checked in. They do normally have a hot breakfast, but because we stayed during COVID, they were offering a grab-and-go bag option for breakfast, which I thought was fantastic. I was not expecting anything for breakfast, honestly, so to have a grab-and-go bag, that was a really nice alternative. And you know, it's super close walk as well. You really can't beat it.
Yeah, and the reason why, because I kind of struggled when we did the A Touch of Disney rankings, and with the Best Western and the Tropicana, and so I really thought about the differences in the hotel. And probably the biggest thing, the Best Western does have just a little more usability inside the room, and that's if you're a person who likes to eat or just sit and relax in the room, because there are 2 chairs and a small table in that room. Where the Tropicana only has the fold-out chair and a small TV tray for that. And Crystal and I were able to eat pizzas and have a drink and sit in comfort. And so that's what edges it out. The Best Western is furnished nicely. The Tropicana is just a little bit higher end, I would say, a little nicer. But that was the difference. That's why that edged out Tropicana for me.
Yeah, we always like to have somewhere to sit and eat other than the bed in a room.
Yes. So my number 3 ended up being Candy Cane.
That's my number 2.
Yes. So we like Candy Cane. They are actually the only hotel or motel that is currently closed that we're aware of right now, and they're doing a full remodel. So we're very excited to see what it will look like after the remodel is done. Candy Cane's rooms were aged, but where they rank really high is they have beautiful grounds. The rooms are quiet. They were comfortable. We like the variety in the continental breakfast, just a huge selection of items available to eat. Great customer service. They commonly offer discounts for returning guests, AP holders. It was just a really pleasant stay, and I know they're gonna rank real high for us when they come back.
Right, and another huge bonus for the Candy Cane, they're the only motel on Harbor that offers a free shuttle. They're the only one with a shuttle. So the shuttle comes around about every half an hour. We saw on Instagram they just got a brand new shuttle for that. So at the end of the day, if you're tired and you don't feel like walking back, you can ride that shuttle. We
both agreed on our number 1 answer, and that is the Howard Johnson Anaheim Hotel and Water Park. And that's actually located right next to Highway 5, and it is next to another hotel, the Courtyard Marriott. And we've never stayed at the Courtyard Marriott, and this is kind of the one caveat to our ranking. The Courtyard is fairly new. They have gorgeous room layout. They have a great water park with slides. The problem we have with it is the cost is about $450 or so per night. And we were looking to book a room there, and it's just too pricey. We think if you are a Marriott points holder, you would probably like this hotel the best, but it was just a little pricey for us. And if we're going to pay that much money, we would just rather stay on property at one of the Disney hotels.
Yeah, I always price it because I really want to stay there, but it's just always too much for us for our trips.
Yes, and so let's get on to the HoJo.
So the HoJo is a hotel, like Jim said, so that's a huge bonus. 2 of their 4 buildings have been recently renovated, and they've done an amazing job with the renovation. The rooms are really quiet, they're super modern, and just a great renovation overall that they've done. They offer free parking, and yes, they are a further walk than a lot of the other motels that we've mentioned, but for us, they check all of the boxes, and we don't mind walking a little bit further to stay at the HoJo. The customer service there cannot be beat. We've stayed multiple times. We've never had an issue. They're always super friendly and very helpful. And they do have that amazing little water park for little kids, and then they also have a regular pool as well. They just redid the regular pool area and it looked fantastic when we were there. And it's just always usually the first place I check if we're planning a trip. Now, with that said, it does get pricier closer to your date, so I would recommend trying to book further out. So if you're planning, even like right now, it's almost June. If you're planning a Christmas trip, I'd start looking now, because you'll get a better rate the further out you book. The closer to your dates, it's gonna get pricey. And so a lot of times that's why we stay elsewhere, because it's just too pricey for us if it's a last minute trip.
And they are part of the Wyndham group, so Wyndham points do count at the HoJo, which is great. We have received a couple nights for free before in the past, and we really like that. That really wraps up our list. We'd love to hear your top 5 hotels or your top hotels in the comments below. Tell us why you like the hotels or motels that you like. We'd love to hear from you. If you like this content, please give us a thumbs up. It really helps our channel out and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we will see you next Monday.